Hello, YouTubers. Good morning. I am the Anonymous Prepper. And of course, this is the Anonymous Prepper channel. I decided to do a quick little knife video again, just because, and why not? It's a Sunday. I see you guys could probably use a little bit of knife amusement today. As you can see here, I have 5 blades. And these 5, all of these, are my go-tos. If it's for outdoor use or defense and offense, protection, whatever it may be, every one of these has its use for me. And they're some of my favorites. And Joe X, I know you're subscribed to my channel. I've never seen you do a review on this guy yet. And you know what this is. The good old 1917 Frontier Bowie. Like, isn't this a beauty right here? Like, look at the size of this thing compared to the Espada XL. Look at that. It's a very beautiful knife. I do need to clean it. Rosewood handle. That blade. Oh my. That blade is something else, let me tell you. And of course, leather sheath. This knife outdoors, oh, this thing is so fun to use. If it's chopping, if it's just, shaving a little bit of wood or just, playing around with it. But for protection especially too, it works like a charm. But this thing grips in your hand so well. Be good for knife fighting, I'd say. Definitely does the job. The nice little ding too, nice and heavy. Next one. This one's my personal favorite for fixed blades and buoys. The good old Marauder. Nothing fancy, simplistic, a very nice grippy handle, though this is flexible too, but I wouldn't use this for knife fighting. This is more, I would consider, an outdoor knife, because I've used it outdoors, split some logs with it, batoned, shaved some wood. Has a nice little spot if you can get it just right, just doing your thing like that. It works really, really good. And that blade, good solid blade. For an outdoors knife, love it. That's why I actually have 2 of these. Let's see, we could do the biggest, my favorite, but now we're going to go here first. Now this, I absolutely love the double agent. Just for this reason alone, because you get your fingers in there like that, you can hold this, and just, it's in your hand, it's locked. It's going nowhere, and I got the serrated. If you check on Amazon, it's not all the time, but there's times that these come down to like around 20 bucks. And that is mind-blowing, because these usually go like around 30 to 40, depending on where you shop. But also, let me get this in my hand here the right way. If you like karambits, you can do this as well. Quick swipes, however you want to do it. It works like a charm, let me tell you. Very great knife. Absolutely love it. Those serrations. Any Cold Steel, you got to have at least a couple of their knives in serrated, just because chainsaw. Rest is history. Now, this one here is my work knife. And I actually need to get a second one. But for cleaning it up and sharpening it, I've done pretty good with it so far. But this for just, everyday tasks, this knife is always with me. Pretty much like 6 days out of the week. I always have this one with me. It's for my job, cutting boxes, cutting rope, whatever. I always make sure to have this with me. And it's, of course, as you can see, and take a look, SR1 Light, clip point. I also have the Tonto as well. They both work phenomenal. For a $40 knife, this one I think is like $38 right now on Amazon. I haven't checked other websites. Amazon's had the best deals on it. So, but that in your hand, it's the perfect size knife for an everyday carry. Does the job, does really good, handles itself quite well. And now, of course, we have the big boy, the one of legend, the one that everybody in Cold Steel's fan base always wants, the Espada XL. I mean, look at it. It speaks for itself. It really does. That is something else, let me tell you. Beautiful blade. Everyday use. This one for me is just more of a defensive blade. I haven't used it for everyday tasks just because the size. Outdoor use, though, highly recommend it. Because you don't need one of these guys when you have something that's the same size. Like, that's pretty close. I mean, you cannot beat that. It's actually... it's about the same size as the Frontier 1917 Bowie. Not blade-wise, but with the handle, yeah, that's close. The Frontier might have just a little bit on it. Just a little bit. It is a very great knife, though. These are some of my favorites, though. You know, everybody should have one of these, though. The Espada XL. Definitely SR1 Lite. This one is, like, if you're on a low budget, especially, too, you got to have one of these. Like, if you need a reliable work knife that can do any job, this is the way to go, because it's affordable, it has a good handle, nothing fancy, but it does the job. Versus going to Walmart and spending, $10 or $5 on something cheap that's not going to be reliable. If you go look at Cold Steel's tests on this one, especially, like, this could hold a decent amount of weight, too. Like, this is not going to fail you at a job site. It works really, really well. Definitely. And then, of course, this one as well, double agent, serrated. Just, for defense or a neck knife. This thing is so thin. Like, this thing is super thin. Great knife. And then, like I said about the Marauder and the Frontier. Everybody should have a Frontier. And Joe X, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not sure if I've ever seen you test this one out. I'd like to see you. I want to see what you can do to this. This is one knife that definitely needs a good testing. And he is the knife man to do it. So, my friend, if you could do it, I'd appreciate it. I'm sure a lot of the Cold Steel fans would appreciate it if you can get one of these guys. Definitely something you can play around with. I do remember your Wild West Bowie video, so I think you'd have some fun with this too. Maybe put a couple of good rounds into the blade here, see what it can take for that. But anyway, guys, I am the Anonymous Prepper, and you guys enjoy your day.